Hey, this is Yulia and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here I talk all things Canada. Today we'll be talking about two major cities, Ottawa and Vancouver. Which one is cheaper? Which one is better to live in? Which one has the best weather? Watch this video till the end and you'll know all the answers to these questions. Let's go. Let's start with food. I used to live in Ottawa for a year and a half. I visited Vancouver multiple times, and I should say that prices for food when you go out, they're pretty much the same. Yes, in Vancouver your bill might be $5–10 higher than in Ottawa, but it all depends on the place you're going to. If you're going to a coffee shop, most likely the price is gonna be the same, around like $4 per cup of coffee. If we're talking about grocery shopping, again, it all depends on the products you buy. If you prefer organic, it will cost more. It doesn't matter if you live in Vancouver or in Ottawa. Here's an example. A pack of eggs, 12 pieces, 12 eggs, costs about $4 in Vancouver and about $3.30 in Ottawa. Yes, you can always find more expensive ones in Ottawa and you can find cheaper ones in Vancouver, but they kinda still the same. Fun fact, meat in British Columbia, in Vancouver in particular, is more expensive than in Ottawa, in Ontario. I'm guessing that there are more farms and meat producing in Ontario in general. That's why we have cheaper prices for beef, pork, chicken. Next category is transportation. So what options do we have? We have bus passes in Vancouver. A bus pass will cost you $98, but Vancouver is divided into 3 zones, and if you live like far away, 2 hours from downtown Vancouver, you're gonna be paying $177 for your bus pass only, but you will save money on housing, on renting apartments, so it might kind of like compensate. As for Ottawa, the bus pass costs $119.50. It used to be $115 like 6 years ago, so the price doesn't increase that much over the years. One-way ticket in Vancouver will cost you $3. In Ottawa, however, it will cost you $3.60. But people don't do that stuff, only maybe like tourists, because people either buy monthly passes or like weekly passes or daily passes. But like, why would you spend $3.60 per ride if you can just pay a bit more and get a daily pass? The next category on the list is utilities. So in Vancouver, hydro is cheaper, hydro electricity, if you don't know. For an 85 square meter apartment, you'll pay around 80 something for your hydro. In Ottawa, for the same apartment, you will pay around $115. But I used to live in Ottawa in a 2-bedroom apartment with my friend, and I think we paid around $100 each month. So it always depends on your consumption, on your apartment, and on other things. In terms of internet and cell services, the prices are kind of the same. The companies are the same, the prices are the same, so you can find plans from like $40 till, I don't know, 100. And speaking of hydro, let's move to the rentals. So how much will apartment in Vancouver cost you? I hope you're ready to hear these prices. So a 1-bedroom apartment downtown Vancouver gonna cost you at least $2,000 per month. In Ottawa, however, you can find one for $1,200, $1,400. As I've mentioned before, me and my friend, we found an apartment downtown Ottawa. We paid $1,200 plus internet plus hydro, but still $1,200 compared to $2,000, it's like a huge difference. If we're talking about outside of the city, in Vancouver you find apartments for $1,600 per month. In Ottawa, $1,000, around $1,000, so something like that. If you want to buy an apartment, it's a whole different story. In Vancouver, 1 square meter costs around $12,000. Crazy. In Ottawa, it will be around $5,000 per square meter. And these are the prices for downtown. If you want to live outside of downtown Vancouver or Ottawa, the price in Vancouver gonna be around $9,000, in Ottawa about $3,000. How crazy is that? And people still want to live in Vancouver. In terms of education, both Vancouver and Ottawa have a bunch of universities. However, colleges are not that popular in these cities because they're all allocated mostly in Toronto and the Toronto area. In Vancouver, you can find University of British Columbia. In Ottawa, you can find University of Ottawa, which are in the top ranking universities in the world. As for the tuition fees, Well, UBC and UFO, they ask for a lot of money, so it doesn't really matter. They started like, I don't know, 40K a year going up to, I don't know, yeah. So if you're planning to study in a top university, then get ready to pay. The next section is traveling. So where can you go from Ottawa? Well, Ottawa has the best location because it's 3 hours from Toronto, it's 2 hours from Montreal, it's like 4 hours from Quebec City. You can always go to like New York, Boston, it's like 5-6 hours driving depending on how you drive. As for Vancouver, you only have like 4 options: San Francisco, LA, Seattle, Portland. You can always go to Asia, but it's gonna be at least 12-hour flight. You can always go to Hawaii, but it's expensive as hell. We went this winter. Yeah, you're not gonna go to Hawaii like every 6 months or every year because it's really expensive. So basically, when you live in Vancouver, you cannot just take a car and just like drive somewhere. Yes, you have beautiful sceneries, you have like mountains, you can go hiking, but if you're more of a city person, you like going to different cities, exploring something new every time, then Vancouver is not the best option for you because yeah, you just can go to the woods and this is it. And speaking of cars, if you live in Vancouver, I don't think you can live without a car because everything is kind of far. If you want to go hiking, if you want to go to another city, if you want to like navigate the city, you still need a car. In Ottawa, I used to live downtown, no car, no bus pass, no nothing. Tickets to Europe are kind of the same from Vancouver and from Ottawa, but when you're traveling from Vancouver, you need to add this 4 hours of flying just because you're in Vancouver. You might pay the same as people who live in Ottawa, but you're spending 4 hours, 5 hours of flying just because. A very important topic is weather. A lot of people come from warm countries, from warm cities, and they're like, I don't want winter. Unfortunately, or fortunately, in Ottawa, we have the real winter. So it's gonna be cold, like -20 Celsius in winter, and it's gonna be +30 Celsius in summer. But in Vancouver, it's gonna be like 0, +5, -5, rainy all the time. So if you don't like cold winters, you can always move to Vancouver and enjoy your rainy winter. Now let's talk about work. So what industries are popular in Ottawa and in Vancouver? Ottawa is the capital of Canada and it has all the government jobs possible. CRA, immigration, national defense, everything that's connected to government is there. If you want to work for government, first you need to be a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen. If you want to get an internship, yes, you might be a student, but for full-time positions, you need to be local and most likely speak French. Yes, I know a lot of people don't speak French in the government, but if you want to get a higher position to be a manager or something like that, you have to speak French. Also, if you want to do something basic like being a doctor, being a lawyer, you can find jobs anywhere because it is popular everywhere, obviously. But if you want to do IT, then Ottawa is not for you. I couldn't find any job in design or development, so Vancouver might be a better option for you. As for Vancouver, as I've mentioned, it's close to San Fran and LA, so a lot of IT and movie stuff is happening there. If you're interested in IT, in movie making, maybe in filming, then Vancouver will be the best option for you. In terms of salaries, in Vancouver, the average salary is 62K per year. In Ottawa, it is 60K per year. Well, with these prices for housing, I don't really get how that works, but let's move on. If you want to buy a house in Vancouver, downtown, 1.5 mil at least. I didn't see any houses that are less than $1 million downtown Vancouver. I'm very happy for people who are buying houses downtown Vancouver and like next to it, but with this salaries, it's just like, it's crazy. In Ottawa, you can find nice places for 500, 600, 700, and it's gonna be like 15 minutes from downtown. Like, it's super close and it's super affordable considering the fact that your salary is 60, 70K if we're talking about the average ones. In Vancouver, the market is like super overpriced. If you're planning to stay in Canada, live a life, get a house, Vancouver is definitely not the place. Unless you have a rich grandma who's gonna be like, yeah, take my house and live there, like all good. And this is it for today. I hope the video was helpful, you learned something new about any of these cities, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!